And the fighting in the Red Sea is continuing to have a major impact on world trade, stoking new fears of a supply chain meltdown. Oil prices up 88 cents today, just over 1% higher on Friday, because tankers are avoiding areas where the attacks are taking place and are instead traveling around the continent of Africa. The detour adds 2.5 weeks to the journey length, reducing the trip's effective capacity by 25%, and in turn will raise prices at the pump. And oil is far from the only product impacted. 30% of all global container trade usually comes through the Red Sea, much of it now being rerouted. Joining us now to talk more about all of this is Marco Forgione, director at the Institute of Export and International Trade. Marco, it's great to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Kelly. Good to be here.
So you've outlined that these Houthi attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea have been hugely disruptive, adding that this is going to be a long and complex issue to resolve. What steps do you believe the U.S. needs to take now and in the future to restore operations and ensure safety of those making the voyage through this area?
What we're seeing, Kelly, is the militarization of the global supply chain, of international trade. And the only way that we can reopen safely the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, is by having the Houthis stop their attacks. So either they stop or they have to be made to stop the attacks. Because as you've said, what we're looking at is 30% of global container trade being disrupted, about 12% of global oil and 8% of global liquefied natural gas, all transiting through the Bab el-Mandab Straits into the Red Sea. And indeed, today, the Qatari officials have said that they will not use the Red Sea and Suez for any of their gas shipments. And that's at a time when in Europe, particularly, gas reserves have fallen below 80%. So this is going to have a significant knock-on impact to global shipping, global trade, and in fact, to the global economy.
Absolutely. And as you know, Marco, this, of course, has a ripple effect on the cost of shipping, insurance, etc. What are the biggest and most anticipated impacts to American consumers as you see them?
Well, America has got two challenges currently, both with the Suez and the trade via Suez and Mediterranean, Europe into the east coast of America, and also with the Panama Canal, which is also constrained because of drought. So both East Coast and West Coast trade with America is constrained because of what's happening. And then you've got the cumulative knock-on effect of you've got ships that are in the wrong place, containers that are in the wrong place. The price of shipping has gone up over 200%. Since December. Cost of insurance has gone up sevenfold. And all of that is going to knock on to what's happening in America. And there was one ship which set off from the East Coast heading for China, entered the Mediterranean, had to do 3 U-turns, and is now heading round the Cape of Good Hope, Southern Africa, to head to China. So it's trade into the U.S. as well as trade from the U.S. which is being impacted.
All right. And do you believe the U.S. has been aggressive enough, Marco?
Well, the attacks were very clearly coordinated, and the U.S. worked very hard to make sure that there was a consortium of allied nations who are involved in trying to resolve this. And I'm pleased to see that China is coming on board now, not necessarily with the allies, but is very clearly stating that the attacks have to stop. So international pressure is being placed on the Houthis and Iran, their backers. But it's clear, as we saw with the attack on the US-owned ship in the Gulf of Aden earlier today, that the Houthis are determined in this, and certainly all the rhetoric from Yemen is that they intend to continue this de facto blockade of trade and will now be targeting US and UK shipping.
And we will be monitoring developments there. Marco Forgione, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.